So here the first one you could see responde aux questions, which means respond to the questions. So you need to be very clear about the questions asked. If you don't understand what you're going to do, then you can't answer. So make sure you read the questions clearly, understand, répondez aux questions. So in this you'll be given few general questions. I've mentioned few here. You need to understand the different components. It's all the different grammar content that we've been learning from day one. So it's all put together and as questions here. À quelle heure allez-vous à l'université? Que faites-vous pendant le week-end? Aimez-vous jouer au football? So hope you understood the question. If not, please try to understand. I'm not going to give the answers for this. You got to understand the question and try answering to it. So before getting into the meaning, you need to know about these words which are given below. The words qui, que, où, quand, comment, combien de, and pourquoi. These are the interrogative words that you should know the meaning for to really understand the questions asked above. So I think I've already explained it in the beginning classes. Anyway, let me just explain it once again for you. So we'll see in detail what are these words and what's the meaning of those words and how they are used in questions. And how do you answer to such questions? Yes. So now I'll take you to another document. So here it is. So here you have the meaning of the words qui, que, quand, où, comment, pourquoi, combien de. Right? So you can see this particular, the fourth word où. I mentioned another où at the side. You could see the meaning. It's totally different. Excuse me. And the difference is made by the accent above the U. So you can see how important the accent plays, how important role the accent plays here. So even by mistake, if you miss the accent, obviously the answer is wrong. Right? So make sure you use the accent clearly above the word where, right? So without the accent, it means or. Fine. So it's qui, que, quand, où, comment, pourquoi, combien de. So I've put a few questions under each interrogative word here. You can see for qui, qui est-il? So along with these words, we are going to use the interrogative form of verbs, the sentences that we have already used. We have already learned during conjugation of verb, the inverse form, hope you remember. So you inverse the subject and the verb and then add the needed interrogative word in the beginning, qui est-il? So it simply becomes who's he. So the verb a is from the verb être. So it's just to recall that I put the verbs within bracket. So this is a question, qui est-il? Who's he? So you can answer it in many ways. So I've just mentioned few here. Il est mon père, il est mon ami, il est docteur, avocat, ingénieur, électricien, etc. So the next question with the que fais-tu? Que fais-tu? So I've used verb faire here. So remember, I'm just concentrate on the structure of the questions. Yes, I use the interrogative word followed by the subject and verb in its inverse form. So que fais-tu? So you can understand the question either as questioning the action that you are in now, or some it's related to your profession. What's your profession? So it can be understood in either way, and you can answer je suis étudiant REIT, or you can say je suis médecin, je suis professeur, je suis avocat, je suis ingénieur. Yes. And je fais du yoga, je fais des exercices, je joue, simply that you're playing, I play or I'm playing. Je dors, I'm sleeping. Yes. So I've mentioned the verb dor, the root verb, the infinitive form of the verb within bracket, since it's new to you. So these are the various ways of answering. Then comes the word quand. Quand arrives-tu? Again, I've used the subject verb in inverse form. Quand arrives-tu? When? When are you coming? When are you arriving? Quand arrives-tu? So since I've learned the time chapter well, I'm just going to add the any time. J'arrive à 8 heures. J'arrive à 8 heures. So you have to use the word at. You hope you remember the prepositions you have learned. J'arrive le soir. J'arrive la nuit. Okay, I'm coming in the evening or the night, etc. Then comes the next question. Où vas-tu? Où vas-tu? Where are you going? So I can answer with the contracted articles I've learned. I'm going to that particular place. Remember the usage of eu, ala, right? The contracted articles, les articles contractés, we have done, and we have given already an exam with that content. So you can answer as per the requirement. And the verb use is aller, which is to go. So another important point that you need to remember when you're answering is the change in the subject. Obviously in English you do it voluntarily, but here sometimes I observe that you don't change the subject and you lose marks. So it's like when the question is asked to a second person, you, obviously you're going to answer with I. So what's your name? Or what are you doing? What do you eat? Right? You. So you answer I. Right? So change the subject and the verb accordingly. And sometimes the subject you can see as in the first sentence, first question, it's to il. Il is a third person. He or she is third person. So in that case, there's no change in the subject. So who's he? He is. So what is she doing? She is sleeping. Yes. Um, so in English you do it like just like that, but here this is one place where most of you lose mark. So just sort of experience I'm telling. So make sure you don't do this in your exam. Yes. And then comes here. Où habitez-vous? Où habitez-vous? A question with où. Where do you live? So you have the answers. J'habite. And when you're answering to this, you need to recall the prepositions used with countries and cities. Yes, so we have learned three forms of prepositions with countries. One's for masculine, one's for feminine, and one's for plural country, and one exclusively for cities. So you have to apply that properly for such a question. Yes. And second point to be noted is the question is asked to who. That who can be either singular or plural. So if it's singular, if you're just addressing one elderly person, then the answer can be je. If it's addressed to a group of people, then you have to answer with no. So there are two answers possible. Since it's just a simple independent question, both answers will be accepted. So you have two ways of answering to that question. So either I live or we live. So when you make it to no, don't forget to change the ending to ONS. Fine. So that's about who. And then comes comment. Comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu is a question used for asking how are you. Yes, you have seen it in the conversation in the videos that I've played. How are you? How's your health? Yes, how do you do? That's another meaning of como va tu. So if you take it, if you understand the question in that way, then you can simply answer je vais bien. I'm fine. And if that question is further extended by a few more words, comment vas-tu à l'université? So how do you go to the university? In that case, you have various answers possible. Je vais à l'université. So see, I've changed it to je. Je vais à l'université. En train, en bus, à vélo, à pied. So I go to the university by train or by bus or by cycle or by foot, by walk. So different modes of transport can be added. And another very important point when you are doing this exercise is you need to answer the questions in a complete sentence. I don't want to see any one word answer. The purpose of the exercise is to make you frame your own sentence in a correct, following all the grammar rules and putting it in the right structure. So if I see just one word answer, obviously it will not be evaluated, right? So make sure you do the answers in complete sentence as I am doing it right now. Fine. And then comes pourquoi dormez-vous? Why are you sleeping? Pourquoi dormez-vous? So when it's pourquoi, obviously you need the word because. So I'm introducing it to you. Je dors parce que je suis fatigué. I'm sleeping because I'm tired. So you can give various answers. Yes, I'm just putting an example. So je dors. You see, I've changed to the verb dormir to dor. The conjugation changes. It's an irregular verb. Je dors parce que je suis fatigué. Parce que. Yes, so that's a new word to you, used for answering pourquoi. Why? And then comes the word combien de, which is how many. Combien de means how many. So how many cars do you have? How many books do you read? Yes, like that. So combien de. So you can answer. I've used avoir in this particular question. So I'm just trying to answer. J'ai une voiture. Since you have learned numbers, you can apply the numbers for such a question of how many or how much. And then you can also simply answer Je n'ai pas de voiture. I don't have any car. So that's it about the framing answers. Is there any doubt here? Fine then. So let me proceed further. I'll get back to the previous document that I was explaining. So here it is, where you got to frame the questions. Trouver les questions. Trouver means find. So you'll be given simple sentences. You need to frame the question. So for example, I put a sentence, j'aime du chocolat. So possible sentences you could make, what do you like? So I love chocolates. What do you like? You can't ask the question, do you like chocolate? Yes, I'll tell you why. And then elle joue avec les enfants. She's playing with the kids. She's playing with the children. So you can put the question, que faites-vous? What do you do? Sorry, it's not que faites-vous. To be, what is she doing? So que fait-elle? Fait-elle? Yes, what does she do? So the answer would be elle joue avec les enfants. It can also be with whom she is playing. So avec qui joue-t-elle? With whom? So since you have learned the prepositions, you can add any preposition with any interrogative word and you can frame your more questions. Yes. So avec qui? With whom? With whom is she playing? But you can't ask the question, is she playing with esker form? You can't frame a question with esker for both the question for these two sentences. You can frame esker only in such a case where the answer is a yes. Yes or no. If the answer is yes or no, so I'm explaining this point very clearly, but sometimes I do see answers with the questions with esker, esker, esker for all the sentences. So obviously it would be marked wrong. So only if the answer begins with a yes or a no, then I can ask the question with esker. Yes, esker. Which is does she play? Is she playing with the kids? Yes, she's playing. So esker is a yes or no question. You can't put esker for such a sentence like I like chocolates. She plays with the kids. Yes. So be very clear when you're framing a question with esker. So if you have any doubts, stop me. And then comes a faire des phrases to make sentences with. So any word would be given. It can be a noun, an article, a preposition, an adjective. Yes, we have learned a lot of words in the language. Any word would be given. You got to frame a meaningful sentence, a simple sentence on your own. So sometimes I see many sentences which is not at all relevant and picked up from somewhere which doesn't make much sense. So we know which is the sentence that you are doing. You are doing it on your own. So only such sentences will be evaluated and given marks. So I've given the word sue. So sue is a preposition and I can just make a simple sentence. Since you're all beginners, you don't expect a very big complicated a very good standard sentence. This is more than enough. Le chat est sous la table. If a word belle is given, la fleur est belle. If there is a dire, dire is a verb, so you got to use the verb dire in the sentence in the conjugated form. See, je dis, ma mère dit. Yes, I'll change the spelling of dit as per the conjugation. So this is how we make sentences. And then you have exercises like conjugation of verbs that you got to put it in all the 8 forms, and then you have putting sentence to the other forms like all this masculine, feminine, singular, plural, interrogative, negative. Yes, and all vice versa forms. Yes, it can be as given in masculine, you got to put it in feminine. Given in plural, you got to put it in singular. Either way, yes. So these are all exercises that you've already done in your Cat 1 and Cat 2. So I'm not explaining much here. You can just go through the contents available with you. And then compléter avec le verbe. So compléter is fill up. So you need to fill up with the correct form of verb, adjectives. And then comes dialogue writing. You'll be having one dialogue writing and one passage writing. These are the topics possible given to you. So it's the same topic. Yes, it's the same topic. If it's a dialogue, you're just going to put it as a question and answer, whereas when it's a passage, you're going to write the description of that particular place or thing, whatever was asked. So dialogue, for dialogue, you'll be given a situation like you're talking with your friend or your father or your teacher, yes, or a stranger. So you need to understand the situation, and but the if you are thorough with the vocabulary related to family, house, city, the other words that's already given to you, I think you can make your own question and answer for dialogues. And then the last one, you have the translation of course. You haven't done translation so far. So this is a translation. It will be given either one line translation, you'll be given some 10 sentences, or you'll be given a simple text of 10 to 15 sentences, a paragraph with simple sentences, of course. So you're going to put it either in English or French as asked in the question. So that's all about the various types of questions. And here I've mentioned just for example few. You may get a few more something else also, different questions. So if you're thorough with all the contents, I think you can understand and do it well. Anything else from your side? Any questions? Any clarification needed?
Ma'am, if you have a passage to write, how many words should that be?
Um, it's for 10 marks. Okay, so we need you to write at least a page, one page.
Ma'am, but still like in
Uh,
specific, like
15,
around.
15, 15 sentences.
Right, right. Thank you.
Yeah. A dialogue can be like 7 to 8 set of exchanges, A, B, like that. It has 7 to 8 set. So that would be enough. So I'll be uploading some necessary documents for you on the course page, some sample dialogues and passages. I've already given you the link for reading some comprehension text. So I left out the comprehension. You may get comprehension passage also. So if you're reading it, exploring it, then the self-writing part will become even easier. Fine then, if you have no further questions regarding the quiz, all of you had given all quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3. Is there anybody who missed out any of the quizzes?
Ma'am, this one I missed it, ma'am.
Ma'am, quiz one
Quiz
please read
2,
out.
ma'am, me too, ma'am, quiz 1.
Okay. Can
Ma'am,
you
in
all?
quiz one,
Mm.
network connection was wrong, so it got auto submitted something.
Anyway, by this weekend, I'll be able to sort out all the marks. So there were a few corrections in quiz 1 also. So let me complete all those, and you'll be writing your quiz 1 on, I mean not quiz 1, your re-quiz. Those who missed quiz 1 or quiz 2 or quiz 3, whatever quiz you have missed, you'll be giving one quiz on Monday. We'll have it on Monday. Yes. I'll
Next
give
Monday,
you,
ma'am.
yeah, coming, yeah, next
Ma'am,
Monday.
7th of June.
Monday is 7th.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, we have a class on Thursday, right? So I'll confirm the timing and the date. Mostly it will be on Monday. Yes, so I'll confirm the date and time approved to you on Thursday's class. So whoever missed the names also would be read out. So you people can give it on that Monday.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine then. Any other, is there anything else to discuss?